The weather may not feel like it yet, but we're getting just a few short weeks until All Hallows Eve. And what better way to celebrate the Halloween season than by learning about the haunting and horrifying history of the tri-state. You can book your haunted experience with American Legacy Tours. And our friend tour guide Miranda McGee is here to tell us what you will find. Good morning, Miranda.
We love it when you visit.
Good morning. I love it. It's
She
like
almost did a thing with her voice. She's like,
I got very excited. I reined it in.
I think we all sort of did it a
Yes,
little bit.
I'm ready.
That's the right way to go. You've got all kinds of tours. Let's start with a brand new one you've got this year.
We do. We have we have 5 tours in total, but Mount Healthy is Haunted is our new one. It goes through. I didn't know if you guys.
I didn't
knew.
know.
I don't know much
No,
about
it's
Mount
me.
Healthy. No.
So this tour goes through 2 cemeteries, a 2-cemetery tour. But I don't know if y'all knew the reason Mount Healthy was sort of called Mount Healthy is we had these cholera outbreaks. If you don't know what cholera is, it's a bacterial infection of the small intestine. You can die from cholera within 8 hours.
Wow.
We had an outbreak in 1849 that killed 1/10 of the population, and Mount Healthy was like, nah, we're like establishing a population up there so we can be away from it. They had a cholera train that went through Mount Healthy carrying all the infected passengers because they're like, don't get off here. And there's still a ghost train that goes through there. People see like the lights and they hear the train and things
Wait,
like
like
that.
healthy, like they wanted to stay healthy,
They
and
wanted
that's
to
why
stay
they.
healthy, so they moved all
That's
the way
why I
up
called
there.
Mount
I have never heard that story.
Did not know.
That's
never
part
heard
of the
that.
history of Over the Rhine too, and Music Hall, because that was like a great big burial place during the cholera
Huge
epidemic,
mass
right?
graves
Yeah.
in Music Hall. When they dug out the south end, they uncovered like over 200 pounds of human remains.
And that's one of the places that you go through, right? Is Mount. What are the 5 different places? So we know Mount Healthy.
Mount Healthy, Covington is haunted.
Okay.
Which is sort of like a Civil War era plus a bunch of ghost stories. Newport is haunted. You've got the gangster history there. Queen City is haunted, which is obviously Washington Park, Music Hall, etc. And Nightmare on Elm Street, which is
That's a new one, right?
Elm Street. That was new last year when I
Okay.
told you about the man in the hat. But I have to say something about Queen City is Haunted tour, everybody, because it is the last year. We finished at the Emery Theatre. Have you guys ever been to the Emery
Yeah.
before?
Yes. Yeah.
So
So
love that you're
went.
being like,
I went on one of your tours that went through the Emery, and tell us a little bit. Since you mentioned it, tell us a little bit about why it's haunted or with whom it is haunted.
So it was built in or finished in 1912. The Emery Theatre, and it is haunted for many reasons that theatres are haunted. But the problem, or like the sad thing is, and the great thing is, the Children's Theatre of Cincinnati is taking it over. They're doing a $50 million renovation. This is the last time we get to go in and investigate with the spirits. And I will tell you, since it's the last time, they seem to know that, and they've been incredibly active.
Oh.
Really?
Well, maybe you can invite them to be part of the shows. Maybe you tell them it's not the last
They have to
time.
be like Casper kind of
Right.
ghost, though, for the children's
Friendly
theater. You know what
ghosts.
I mean? But for people, and I tend to be a bit of a skeptic, I'll just tell you up
Totally
front.
understand.
But I was just fascinated by the story you told about Mount Healthy. So sort of sell this to people who aren't necessarily into it because they're into ghosts, but I'm into it because the history sounds
Right.
really interesting.
It's a beautiful combination of history and ghosts,
Yeah.
and there's nothing, these are not fear tours, nothing's jumping out at you or anything like that. It's a historical tour. We do give you on our certain tours like ghost hunting equipment, and you can download a little app, but it's kind of what you want to get out of it, but you will get a lot of history out of it.
I love that. That's fun.
Is there
it's
anywhere
something
you
for
won't go? We're wrapping it up. Any place you will not go, Miranda?
I get really scared going down into the tunnels at Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh, yeah.
So
The
30
the
feet
beer
under with the
tunnels.
man in the hat I told you about last year. There's a little girl down there now as well.
Oh gosh.
So
Okay.
I know.
I'll skip that one. I'll get him out healthy.
Go to Mount Healthy.
Go
Go
straight
to
to
the
Mount
Emery
Healthy.
Theatre.
Yeah, there we go.
at
They're
the
friendly
Emery.
there.
Yes.
Miranda, thank you for coming in.
Thanks,
It's always
Miranda.
great to visit with you.
Good to see you guys.
Hey there, thanks so much for visiting the Local 12 YouTube channel. Click the links, hit subscribe to get notified anytime we post content to this channel.